No problem.
Switch. Projector now. One of us will say
several years, and then
she went to the
and she went to bed. Just what she has done, she has in a year. What she's doing, and it is. So I hear that it's I believe you.
I never know.
They still do what they want.
They can do whatever. I know, but I don't.
That's what we serve.
You know, we're supervised.
Yeah, you know, Andy.
A lot of times, it's a great job.
So basically, I still like the city. No, which is nice.
Because Bill's will always offer. I text her and
I understand why your children
I made it through. Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Who do we have on the line?
David Smith, good morning.
Good morning. Anyone else? Okay. Nothing more on this? Nothing more on this? We live?
I know, right?
Good morning, everyone. We ask you to please rise for the opening prayer and pledge allegiance. Dear Heavenly Father, we share in the excitement this morning of the new spring season that is upon us. You're the God of all creation. In your word, dry land, seas, plants, and trees were created on the third day. Tomorrow we will celebrate the 150th anniversary of Arbor Day. We are thankful for your beauty of the trees. From the flowering trees to the ones that produce fruits of a variety of trees, to the mighty redwoods, we are blessed to enjoy this magnificent part of creation. Our trees provide clean air for us to breathe, shelter, shade, fruits and nuts, and protect our soils. The leaves provide foliage that attract millions each year to admire the beauty. They provide habitat for our animals. And Lord, we thank you this morning for that amazing part of creation that is so essential in so many ways. Father, this Sunday we set a day aside for Loyalty Day. May we reaffirm our loyalty to our nation as united and recognize the heritage of American freedom. Let us look at those freedoms you have blessed us with for over 2 centuries. Let us be thankful for our American heritage so that many have died for those freedoms we share. Lord, you instruct us to respect authority. We pray for our law enforcement that have a job that most people would not entertain in our current environment. There are a thin line that separates us from order and chaos. We are thankful for these dedicated men and women. Monday, we will celebrate the 117th birthday of the Pennsylvania State Police. We pray for these officers and all officers safely across our land. We remember the families of the 2 fallen troopers from last month. We ask you to continue to comfort their families and friends. We earnestly pray that each shift went peacefully with these men and women as they seek to keep peace in our communities. Now we pray for your guidance throughout our meeting in the days to come. May it be full of blessings as we praise you. These things we humbly ask in your name. Amen.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. We'll convene the Commissioners' meeting at this time and ask for the approval of the minutes of the previous meeting.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Public comment on agenda items only at this time? None? Okay. And then we'll move on to 1.6.
Mr. Chairman, are we amending the agenda to add
Yes.
some items? I think we need a motion to amend.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Commissioner, seeking your approval to amend the posted agenda. We're going to be removing action item 5.9, which is approval of change orders 1 and 3 with turnkey construction for the construction of the Health and Wellness Center. We'll revisit that once we get some more information.
I'll move to amend the agenda.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
Thanks, Commissioner.
Thank you.
All right, 1.6, continuing on with our nonprofit informational series, What They Do for You. Step, Jim Plankenworth
Morning, Jim.
and Rochelle.
Morning, Michelle.
So we are very thankful to be here today. We appreciate, everybody being here, and definitely appreciate the commissioners inviting us for 3 or 4 hours worth of STEP information. But I think lunch is being brought in, so we're thankful for that as well. Just a little bit of background on us as a community action agency. We're one of 1,100 community action agencies in the nation. It comes out of President Lyndon B. Johnson's War on Poverty and from the advocacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The Economic Opportunity Act of 1964 created Community Action Network of national and locally focused organizations that connect millions of children and families to greater opportunity. We serve the community to effectively address the causes and conditions of poverty. Community action agencies embody the nation's spirit of hope, change people's lives, and improve communities. When national, state, and local leaders tap into these agencies' experience, they can promote workable solutions that connect more families to opportunity and make America a better place to live for everyone. Next month, May, is Community Action Month, and we reflect on all the great work, and more importantly, we showcase our successes in empowering families. As far as STEP goes, we are 56 years, incorporated in 1966, and we are here to engage diverse individuals, families, and communities in the pursuit of social and economic success. STEP's primary geographical service area is Lycoming and Clinton counties, but we also provide service outside of the two-county area. Just to give you a little bit of perspective, we are the largest, geographically speaking, nonprofit community action agency in the state of Pennsylvania. It's around 2,144 square miles that we serve here locally. Our mission is vital, but accomplishing it, like I read earlier, requires a network of community agencies all working hard to serve the needs of our residents. We do provide a lot. We have 34 different programs, but we don't provide it all. And for that, we are thankful for the partnering agencies such as the county who support our programming, certainly the commissioners as well. STEP is extremely appreciative of the partnership we've shared with the county since our inception. Our 300 staff work tirelessly to continue to earn the trust of the county and our funders. We, along with the board of directors, thank the commissioners for the confidence you've placed in us for over a half a century. We'll continue to do our best to survey the needs of our residents and provide whole person and whole family programming. And one of our 300 teammates is Rochelle Abbott. She's our Chief Operations and Planning Officer. And so I'd like to turn the floor over to her to talk a little bit more about our programs. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
So as Jim said, our mission is vital, and our mission, how we divide it, is actually into 5 pathways. So we have our early learning pathway, which is both federally and state funded, which focuses on our Head Start programs, our early Head Start programs, our pre-K counts programs, as well as our Early Learning Resource Center, which provides resources for both families and providers who need childcare. And so the providers of childcare are vital in our community, as well as the families who are looking for childcare, and how do we support the families in that realm. Our next pathway is our housing options pathway, where we have our housing and building initiatives. We do housing rehab, weatherization, income-based housing programs specific for a lot of times our older adults. We have just rolled out our My Muncie program, which is very exciting. That is through a private donor and through the First Community Foundation. And this program is actually for exterior support for homes to really kind of bring that curb appeal up within the borough. Within the housing programs, also, we do our utility assistance programs and our PP&L on track. And so utility, we work with UGI, we work with PP&L, we actually work with some water authorities as well. Our workforce development programs consist of our employment transportation program to take people to and from work, as well as our Work Ready program, which is intensive case management for individuals that are on TANF, which is cash assistance, to allow them to kind of alleviate barriers so we can get them back into the workforce. Our community collaboration program focuses on our STEP AmeriCorps program, which we've had for over 15 years. The STEP AmeriCorps program couples host sites, which are other nonprofits or municipalities, with individuals who are looking for just something extra to do. So sometimes they're individuals who are right out of high school or college. Sometimes they're retired individuals. They receive both a living allowance as well as education award after. So think of it as like the U.S. version of the Peace Corps. For AmeriCorps, we are still looking for members as well as host sites. So if anyone here is interested, please contact us. Our service navigation program is also under our community collaboration pathway. This program focuses on various areas, including the ERAP program, which is the Emergency Rental Assistance Program that we've been partnering with the county on since the beginning of the pandemic, since March of 2021, actually. The last programs that we have are within our independent living pathway, which really focus on our Office of Aging, as well as our transportation. In our Office of Aging program, we have various places in there, including the caregiver support program. We do transportation sponsorship. We run eight healthy aging centers throughout the 2-county region. We do home delivered meals for our Meals on Wheels program. We provide assessment and case management. We do transition for individuals in nursing homes, and we really help with personal care, home support, as well as home modification and assistive devices. We also provide PERS units, which are the personal emergency response systems for individuals who may need those. The other thing that we do within our Office of Aging, which is really critical for our older adults, is our Protective Services program, and that is a program that we are kind of the conduit to work on cases where there is abuse, potential fraud, basically taking advantage of our older adults. We actually work with the criminal justice entities within our county and the state, and really kind of focus our advocacy to make sure individuals of older adults aren't being taken advantage of. We also do advocacy in the nursing homes through our Ombudsman program, where we actually have a peer-to-peer mentor program, which we're training individuals who are in nursing facilities so that they can catch red flags within the facility and contact us to try to alleviate those. We have a lot of volunteer opportunities in the Office of Aging, as well as information and referral. And then our transportation program, most people know STEP as just the transportation provider, but we do much more than that. We provide shared ride, we provide lottery funding trips, and we provide workforce development trips as well. So that's just a little bit about our programs specifically. I'd be happy to take questions if you want me to go into more detail. I do have annual reports. I encourage everyone to check out our website. We have some job openings right now, which we would like to fill. We serve about 17,000 individuals in our 2-county region on an annual basis. We are helping individuals who are families, as well as our communities. And so I do have, do I have a couple minutes to do some? Okay, yeah. So I do have a couple success stories that I would like to share. So this one success story is through our Youth Enrichment for Success program. This is a program that is focused on individuals who are either who have the potential of dropping out, maybe going through our juvenile justice program. And so we have 2 family navigators who work with us. And so this individual came to our YES program in November of 2021 as a referral for the Emergency Rental Assistance Program, the ERAP program. We partnered with this individual for 15 months providing ERAP services. And then he transitioned to the YES program, where he worked with our family navigator named Stacy. He developed a goal plan that consisted of employment, driver's license, ID, birth certificate, resume, interview skills, and graduating from college. And he has now successfully completed all of those, which is pretty amazing. So we're looking at how do we transition as a one-stop organization, individuals from 1 or 2 of our different programs. So when an individual comes into our program, they get a full holistic assessment that really kind of looks at all the pieces of an individual, what barriers do they have, and how do we get them back to self-sufficiency. And for many people within our community, we do have a high poverty rate, especially among families. It's what are all the holistic areas that we can target. So education, childcare, transportation, life skills, workforce development skills, all those pieces are really kind of key to what we do and how we look at a family as a single unit and help them move forward. I did also want to share one of the things that we're doing in our Head Start program. Our Head Start program serves the most neediest children in our community. They have to be coming from a household that has less than $24,000 in income on an annual basis. That's a very low income, typically. And so this program, we actually have been coordinating with River Valley Health and Dental. We have actual dentists that come in to our facilities and do the dental care for children, and that has been really incredible, as well as we actually coordinate vision care as well for the children who often don't have that kind of first vision piece. But what we've been doing is called PBIS, so Positive Behavior Intervention Services, with our children, and each of the children have received what they call a B, whether it's a stuffed B or a flat B, Phoebe, our bee, is helping our families to help children understand, how to, at the most youngest age, become really kind of positive stewards in our community. And so our families have been taking the bees around in the community at their homes and providing us photos of where and when their children are acting responsibly, respectfully, and kind. And those are things that we are really kind of pushing out into the community, and how important it is for us to be starting at that family level to build individuals to become adults that are respective, kind, and have all those qualities that make a good workforce. So those are kind of two of the ones I would like to share. If the commissioners have any questions, I'd be happy to take them. I could go on for another 4 hours, and we could get lunch going, but I also know that you have a very large agenda today, so.
Well, Rochelle, I've worked directly with both you and Jim, and your passion and enthusiasm for what you do is just radiant. And you've helped so many through the years throughout the county. I want to thank you for your service. It's a pleasure to be on the board. I see the work behind the scenes that you do. The ERAP program was a huge undertaking, and it's been about $8 million between the utilities and the landlords to be.
Yep, actually close to $9 million at this point. We have pushed through. We have about $5 million left, and that funding will go until 2024. And we have completed 1,281 applications, which is pretty significant. So those are our tenants who are able to stay in their homes.
And to take that project on and with the guidelines and the auditing that's done with that, it's been enormous. I want to compliment you and your staff for taking on that project.
And I'd just like to add, to the members of the community that are here, all three commissioners are pretty hands-on commissioners. And we have a large budget. It's about $113 million in just the county, probably 40-some million in our children and youth. And you tack on the pandemic and all the other funds that came in, which is probably another, I'd have to say about 35 million, okay? We can't do that by ourselves. We have an incredible staff here, our planning staff. Our employers are second to none as far as I'm concerned. But we rely heavily upon agencies within our community. We are not the wealthiest community. We do have our fair share of issues, but they are tackled and they are addressed, and we're very appreciative and grateful that we have an organization just such as yours. So my hat's off to you, and thanks for all you do.
When you referred, Jim, to the start of the program in 1964, the legislation, if you think back then, there were not just cracks people were falling through, there were huge gaps. I mean, huge gaps, right? Think today of all the things that STEP does that we sort of take for granted. But I think the one thing I'd like the public to try to understand is that there's a relationship between all that they do and the health and vitality of this community. It's not only its social vitality, but its economic vitality. The truth is that we need a workforce. We are desperate for workers. We have out-migration going on. We've gone from 120,000 to 113,000 people. We've had people retire because they're getting older. And unless we build the families up now to get that workforce, all the, when Rochelle talks about that success story, I mean, that's a person who's going to contribute, who's going to work, who's going to buy a home, who's going to pay taxes, who's going to raise kids, and who hopefully is going to be able to contribute to the vitality. So I think that we all have to try to understand that what they do affects all of us, even if it doesn't affect us directly. And I would encourage you, if you go to the website, there's a needs assessment that they're required to do under federal law. Read the needs assessment. It is not hard to read, and you can get a picture of the county. On their website, it's called the Needs Assessment. You'll get a really good picture of where we are as a community in terms of, data about ages and so forth. But I do want to thank you also and just say that, we'll continue to work with you, and I hope that you'll continue to be as successful as you've been, which I know you will.
Yes, thank you. Yes, I would like to close with, just like you said, we are a community development and economic development leader in Lycoming County and in Clinton County. We are a large employer, Some people don't know about us until they need us, right?
Right.
And so it's really important for us to do things like this to get the word out, because if you do have individuals who have that need, send them to us so that we can provide assistance. But on the community end, we've done some major projects in the community, like the Loyalsock, Center for Healthy Aging, the Riverwalk Center, kind of really bringing back and bringing buildings on that were, with the Riverwalk, that was a blighted facility, correct? And then bringing it back to kind of a usefulness that's not just a value for us and our customers and our older adults, but actually for the whole community. And the exercise equipment that we put into the parks, things like that are very tangible, that folks sometimes don't understand or think that we have a major role to play in. So that's important.
And the Loyalsock Center is a good example, because if you have an idea, there were seniors in Loyalsock who wanted that center. They went to STEP, and STEP was engaged. They came to the county. We put resources in. But that's what a community action agency is. It's people working at the grassroots to try to make a change in their community. And hats off on that center. They love it. I mean, it's fantastic. And I think that part of it is that we have to try to have a vision for ourselves of where we want this community to be in 15 years, in 5 years. My mother used to say to me, where are you going to be in 5 years? Where are you going to be in 10 years? I mean, when I was a little kid, where the hell are you going to be? You're 2 years old. Where are you going to be, right? No, but in all seriousness, it's that vision, because when they're working with the kids in early learning, those are the kids of the workforce of tomorrow,
I don't think we can take the credit for the Loyalsock Center, because the 5 ladies that showed up in my office and
Yeah.
said, we must have a center. I'm like, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I don't know their names. Do you know their names?
I know the ladies, I
Yeah.
can't remember all their names. but-
Yeah.
They were great.
Showed up at our meetings.
We had no
Our
choice
township
in that.
meetings.
Yeah, look to the women to lead us. I'm serious about that. It's true. There were 5 women, older women, who said we have to have that center. So if you have an idea, bring it to STEP. Male or female, right?
Go get Lycoming.
Just to let the public know, last year, we had county county-run agencies that came into our departments, would come into our commissioners' meeting and educate the public of what our departments did for the public. For instance, the courts, probation, the landfill, came each week, procurement, came and spoke, and educated the public about what their department did for the taxpayer. So we expanded that this year. We felt that the nonprofits would be great to educate the public on what they do. So we have STEP here today to showcase what you guys do, and we've had some fantastic nonprofits over the last month. We look forward to next month, and the nonprofits coming and educating us what they do for our community, because it's so important, the work you do, and I think it's important that the public knows firsthand and how we can help. So thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
You have to stay for the meeting? No, you can go.
Thank you very much.
You've got work
Busy
to do.
people.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks. Good seeing you both.
I retired.
Okay.
All right, moving on to bid openings, 2.1, Krista Rogers.
Morning, Krista.
Morning. We have one bid for the Williamsport Region Relief Well Rehabilitation and Replacement Project for the Borough of South Williamsport and City of Williamsport. There was only one bidder, Manichi Incorporated, and there is not an amount listed on the bid request summary.
This is going to prove to be more difficult than what we thought, isn't it?
No.
There were different line items.
There were so many, when there's so many line items, you can't, because there's complexities. It's not just like a simple.
A total.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of like food products, like one sheet doesn't fit all, so.
Okay. All right.
We'll let you know.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, I can go in there and look and get all that.
Okay.
And that's what I'll do, and then I'll submit it to
All right.
planning.
Okay.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Okay, 3.0, reports. 3.1, Brandy, approved accounts payable cash requirements.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning, Bruno.
Presented for your ratification are the invoices due through May 4th, 2022 that were paid today, 4/28/2022, in the amount of $2,126,271.18. Of that, $650,922.35, or 30.61%, were general funds. $1,313,796.12, or approximately 62%, were grants and other sources. $117,935.04, or approximately 5.5%, was RMS. And $43,617.67, or approximately 2%, were escrow funds.
Can I have a motion?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second that.
Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
Thank you.
Thank
You,
you.
you know, while we have an audience here,
Yes.
I think we'll move back and explain to them the process of the levy. It's really, this is a very important issue facing our county and the 4 communities that it serves. And it's going to prove that you don't have a number of companies that are capable of doing the work that needs to be done. So, you know, I'm not sure where this company was out of, but it's a lot of work, and it's very, how do I want to say, complicated. You have to have a level of expertise. The prices, we just had a meeting yesterday, are escalating. It's going to run into, you know, $20-30 million, okay? And it's a requirement of FEMA, Army Corps of Engineers. We have to work with those agencies. So we have to figure out how we're going to fund it. Because I don't believe any one community is going to be able to take that on by themselves. So we're putting brighter heads together, minds together, and to come up with solutions or proposals. So, and I know Shannon's been working diligently, as well as our planning and everybody. But we're starting, okay? We're starting to do the work now. Wood, who is the consultant, I'm not sure the engineering side of that, but excellent group. And we're going to come up with we have to come up with the money. So in the next few weeks, I would think we're going to have some discussions about how we're going to do it and who's going to contribute. And I hope people understand or even give us input as to some other solutions that we could have.
You know, I'm glad you raised that. I think that's a good point. And you may hear suggestions from one or more commissioners about proposals where people who are not directly living near the levee would contribute to it. And some of you may be upset about that, but here's what I want you to think about. Under the federal law, unless the inspection of that levee is done before every high water event, in other words, when the federal government calls and says, hey, there's a potential storm coming your way with a flooding event, unless the inspection is done and the documentation is there, FEMA will not pay for the cleanup. And they will not pay to help us put things back. Right? It makes sense. The federal government is saying, listen, we want you to take care of your asset, meaning the levee. So what you want to think about, because I know we think, well, you know, Katrina would never happen here, or what happened in Louisiana could never happen here, right? Well, if you go back to 1936, it did. I mean, imagine if we had a levee that was breached and our healthcare facilities are wiped out, our major employers on Reach Road are wiped out, all the things that we sort of do, including this county government, are not able to do what they do for several years. It would be a disaster. I mean, parts of this country are still recovering from events that took place 10 years ago. So, and I'll be right up front with you. I believe that every person in this county benefits from the economic activity that happens in this area right behind the levee. And if I need to pay a little bit of money, even though I live in Hepburn Township, I think I have a civic responsibility to do it, but I also have my own when I have a heart attack, I'd like to be able to go to UPMC to have them take care of me. So I say that because there's going to be some, we had a little controversy over the bridge bundling program with people paying, $5 to register their car, right? But at a certain point, and what we're hoping we can do, and again, this isn't universal, I'm speaking only for myself, not for my fellow colleagues, but I'm hoping that what we can do is find a funding mechanism that doesn't just put the burden on taxpayers, property owners, right? That puts the burden, because we can't, if we raise property taxes, we can't get money from UPMC, from Penn College, from Lycoming College, right? But they obviously benefit. So there has to be a mechanism that assesses every entity, but also something that helps every part of the county, so that if we have a flood up in Ralston, we have resources beyond what FEMA. Good example, in Lairdsville right now, minimum is $20 million from the federal government in damage to get assistance. If we don't have $20 million in damages, we're not going to get federal money. But if we had some sort of resource here in the community that could say, okay, if you have a tornado in Lairdsville, we have the resources to help it. So that's just, and please call me. If you disagree with me, call me, or if you agree, I'd love to hear from you. I don't have any inside vision on it. All I'm trying to tell you is that when you analyze it and try to find a way to make everyone have a little bit of skin in the game, it seems to me you have to come up with an entity other than property taxes to do it. So,
Well, it's a two-phase thing. It's getting the levy certified, redone, and then it's the who's going to manage it. And just the Williamsport, they used to have 9 people man that. They're down to 2. And those 2 people are basically cutting grass. They're not even, they're trying to do the best they can do. Yesterday, their proposal from the engineers, they were looking at as many as 18 people that they would have to hire to man it. So it's a very complicated process. Now, do they have to hire that many people? No. There are certain people that can do multiple roles, they said. But it's a huge burden for the city, I understand that. But ultimately, it's the city's responsibility. It's the city's responsibility. And we have different opinions on how it's going to be funded and who's going to be the ones who are going to be over it to make sure it's maintained. That's the biggest thing, because if you don't maintain it, for instance, they had some damage a few years ago, well, about a year ago, I think it was, about $75,000 worth of damage. They don't know when it happened. So they had to pay for that out of their own pocket. If they would have had the people out there manning it, taking care of it the right way, that would have been covered by the court. That had to come out of the city's coffers. So it's a huge issue. It's one that's been worked on, tackled. We're very excited that the Colonel was up here. She surveyed everything, and it's at the top of the portal. It's the levee that they're focused on next, and so that's very encouraging news. Congressman Keller has been on top of this, and he's trying to find funds for us also. So there's a lot of positives going in, but there's a lot of players involved in this, townships, the city, and working together we can accomplish this. It's just every once in a while we run into hiccups. The prices are going up, obviously. The steel prices are going through the roof, and but it needs to be tackled now before we do have a major weather event.
Chairman, if I can add one more thing. The county has no, we don't need any skin in the game. They're not our levies. Okay. Just like the bridge bundling. They're not our bridges. But we realize from a county government perspective is that if we let that on the individual municipalities, the cities, their taxes would go through the roof. And so the commissioners took that role in deciding, okay, we will commit to these projects because it's so expensive. So be patient with us, and we'll figure out a way to get the job done.
The reason I'm glad you brought it up is because Senator Yaw has been very helpful. Governor Wolf has been very helpful in getting us money so far, but the message has been clear. we need a funding strategy, and as time goes on, if we had implemented it 2 years ago, we would have 2 years' worth of revenue that we would have. So at some point, we need to move on that deciding on a funding strategy. And we'll continue to work it. And
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
Informational items?
Okay, 4.1, my attune.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
So we have 3 bids that we're going to be requesting. One's for surplus computer equipment, which we do through the online auction program. There's 4 separate lots with several items on those. And then our typical quarterly food products bid, and then our bread bid as well for the Prison Pre-Release Center.
Okay, thank you.
Before I call up the next presenter, Commissioners, I'd like to move 5.12 and 5.13 right after 4.2 so that Billy Cleese can present all 3 at the same time.
Yeah, that's fine. Billy? Morning. I think this is why most people are here.
I think so. Before I begin, one second, let me just check.
Which is exciting.
That's what. Raise your hand if you're here for the mini grant. Okay, yeah, we thought so. Okay.
What did I call that?
Yeah, right. The meetings are all, unpacked, but so I'm going to present today on the mini grant for Parks and Recreation recipients. These are the well, basically, this year's mini grant, we had 27 applicants for projects in Lycoming County. Of the 27 applicants, the county's wants to look at 18 of these projects more specifically. You may know of a few of them. These projects are located around the county, as seen on these 2 maps. Kind of hard for us from this angle, but they're there. The map on the left shows 11 of the park-type projects, and the map on the right shows 7 recreation-type projects, so 18 total projects. Most projects are Borough or Township projects. However, there are a few number of nonprofit projects as well that the county looks to fund. These projects will directly impact the residents of Lycoming County, the quality of life, and the mini grant will also benefit people who are visiting or attending events inside the county. This slide is the 11 park-type projects that the mini grant is looking to fund. It includes a brief description of the project and the grant amount. These parks are municipal parks, and the total population that these would directly benefit is 59,648 individuals. So a little over 50% of the population of Lycoming County is represented on those 11 projects. Many of these projects are part of a phased plan, so phase 1 or 2 of a 8 or 10 phase park plan, and so I'm actually kind of looking forward to the future of these parks in Lycoming County and the amenities that they'll bring. These are the 7 recreation projects, and they're just kind of shoehorned into recreation because it wasn't in a municipal park. These projects are they're hard to estimate the population of people that it recommend or will impact, because some of these are like the rail trail entrance. It's in Jersey Shore Borough. We know the amount of people there, but who all uses the rail trail? A lot of people from the area. The Migrant Award total, so what we're proposing is $367,960 worth. So the next couple slides are just some pictures you guys sent me of your specific parks. I figured a few of you might like to say a couple comments on your parks. If you're not represented on the slides, I'm sorry. I kind of put this together really quickly and didn't expect all of you to show up. So it's kind of surprising. So I have Cummings Township Park. Is anyone here from Cummings Township? Hello. Would you like to say anything about your park?
Come on up. Just please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Lily
Could you
Langlois.
come up to...
Hi,
We're live streaming, that's the reason why. Okay, go ahead, thank you.
My name is Lily from Cummings Township, and as Billy mentioned, we are in like phase 3, you could say. We already have a really amazing park in Waterville, Cummings Township, and this is along the 62-mile Penn's, the rail trail, so we get folks from all over. And I just want to say that if you build it, they will come. They put in a zip line 3 years ago, and that park went from dead, no children around, despite the amazing equipment, to a banging playground where every single weekend, every day in the summertime, we got people there. And now we're adding music equipment for children of all ages. We're adding swings for folks with physical disabilities and larger size. So with this, I hope to combat childhood obesity, which we have quite a bit, as well as trying to entice the children and the parents away from their electronics. A very big challenge.
Thank you.
Great.
Is Du Bois Town here?
Yeah.
And just so that you know, this is when we feel good about giving money away.
We'll take it. Boys Town has a really tiny park, and we're just in like phase one. It's not going to be probably a park that people from outside the community would use, but more so the community itself. When I first started there, I recognized that we had an older generation. As we are, obviously like the entire county, we have a lot of the older generation that's moving out. We have a lot of younger generation coming in. So where we were, our average age of our residents was 62 4 years ago. We're at 45 now. So you can see the big change. So now the park, which I started, I didn't even know we had a park. I mean, no one used it. There's a daycare in front of it that they use it quite frequently. And it didn't really have a whole lot of equipment. Swing set, a little, probably for like age 10, to slide on, that type of thing. But then as I said, well, we don't need a park. Let's just sell it to them. Until I started realizing our demographics was changing so much. So then I started looking into what can we do for the park. We have a lot of children with, special needs in our borough. I know of 5 of them. They couldn't go down to the park with their brothers and sisters because they couldn't even swing. So we're starting our phase 1 right now, and it was to put a toddler section in, put some stuff in for our, special needs, residents as well. And then second phase will, continue to progress. We still want to try to develop a community park where we can do some community events, Easter egg hunts, things like that. Because Du Bois Town's very tiny. We don't have a lot of space, but we really foster that community. We don't have a big business section. So what we're trying to do is foster the health and community. If you go through Du Bois Town at any time, there are millions of people walking. Some even in the hills, which I think they're crazy because I can't walk up Summer Street. But what we're trying to do is then work with the hospital and our stage 4, make it easy access to actually go to the park, and then kind of the whole end of our town, we're looking at our sidewalks, kind of like Loyalsock has wonderful sidewalks. I've been looking at your guys' stuff. And basically have that whole end of town be like a walking area as well. And then connect it with our boat launch, because we have a private boat launch as well down there. And it's the only part, here's a thing for the commissioners, there's the only part, which I'm going to work with the county on, that the river walk is not going to be connected. Because right now you have the project on the other side going to the Susquehanna Park. It stops at Maynard Street. So you have Maynard Street to Arch Street, that there is no river walk. So my residents actually drive to South Williamsport or across the river to, enjoy the river walk. Why not connect it? We have the trails that go out 654. So we're trying to do some of that. So this, I'll be asking you for lots of money. And I'll be working with some other entities. So I'm trying to look at, with the hospital, the commissioners, plus we have ourselves started funding for our budget of things that we're going to do. So it's just a small step. We're adding the toddler section, like I said, but, and seating, because if you're going to take your kids down there's no place for you to sit either. So we're looking at a pretty good project that I think is going to really benefit the community. So, and I thank you for.
I just want to add that Du Bois Town's blessed to have you. We've met with you privately, and your enthusiasm and what you're doing.
I love Du Bois Town. I don't even live in Bois Town.
Did she
okay?
introduce herself? You should introduce
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm Ann Baker. I actually work in Du Bois Town. I'm the borough manager. I've been there almost 4 years. They never had a borough manager before, so it's very new. You, our township supervisors and, councilmen, that's something that is quite a feat. Things change a lot, but my council is very good. My mayor, Dick Connect, is here as well. They're very good at okay, let's think outside the box. What are we going to do? And understanding that we are changing. And it's a great community. Like I said, I live in Muncie Creek, but I think of Du Bois Town as my home as well. And it really is a nice little community. And, it's got everything except for a big business center, which we don't need. You know what I mean? It's very community oriented. So
We're blessed to have you. You've done.
Thank you.
You got great vision for them.
Thank you. Hopefully. So,
Yeah.
thanks.
Thank you.
And so again, I just have some photos of people that sent me. If you'd like to say something, you can also come up. But I also have Nippenose Township, if you are here. I have some photos of you guys. And also Jersey Shore Borough. I know you're here for sure.
Cody?
Cody Hoover, Borough Manager of Jersey Shore. First, I want to thank the commissioners for their support of this program. I also want to thank Bonnie Bessersmith, who is our bookkeeper at the Borough. She put most of this together, and she had the vision through her and the rec committee. What Jersey Shore is going to do is we are going to add to our existing playground an inclusion playground to benefit the entire community. On top of that, we are going to put state funds and our American Rescue funds toward revamping the entire park at the Thompson Rec Field. The park has been there for a long time. It's used by the school district. It's used by all the members in the area. We are also going to actually include our active transportation plan to actually link into the park. And so with that, we're going to it's got a basketball court, it's got the swimming pool. We're going to put in a soccer field, and we're just going to update those because they haven't been updated in the last 30 years. So, but we really appreciate your support, and we look forward to this project.
Thanks, Cody.
Would anyone else like to talk about the project? Here.
Morning. Morning.
Hi, my name is Jeff Pennycoff. I'm here as I'm the chairman of the supervisors in Nippenose Township, and as you can see, we have some park equipment that was probably installed in the 80s, I would imagine. I remember playing on that when I was a kid. We still have a slide we call the heater because it's a stainless steel metal heat injection kind of. So we're trying to upgrade the equipment at our park facility. During the spring into the fall, we host thousands of people visit our park because we have a softball association. They have tournaments. We're looking to expand that, possibly even expand into another field, including then we're going to try to promote boys baseball tournaments there as well. But our community has not been upgraded for a little while, so we appreciate and we're also very thankful for the money coming forward through these grants, and we'll be back again for the next phase. But thank you, and
thank you.
God bless.
Jeff, with those tournaments, do people come from outside the county too?
They do. They come as far as New York, Ohio. They're traveling teams, ASA softball, and that's
huge. Thank you.
The place is there for 2 or 3. They're there usually for 2 or 3 days, and it's quite an impact on not just the park but also the roads. So we're working with Lycoming County Conservation District for grants, as well as trying to improve our road structure projects because they're in disrepair, and so we're ongoing looking for more grants. We're a small community. I think we're the smallest township in the county.
It's a beautiful one.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all I, would you like to speak? Yeah, please come on.
Morning.
Morning, everyone, commissioners. I'm Don Noviello. I'm here in partnership with Joe Tedesco. He and I operate Elm Park facility here in the city as the Lycoming County Softball Association. First thing I want to do is thank the commissioners in the county for assisting us in the process of getting Elm Park back up to what we would call running speed. It has been a number of years sort of almost going fallow. And when Joe and I got the release from the city, we decided that we needed some upkeep and some responsibilities that needed to be met. Primarily, there was no equipment there whatsoever. We had nearly 5 acres of grass with no mowers. So we had to start from scratch, literally again, to replenish all the amenities that the park has to offer. I'm appreciative of the county commissioners for supporting us early on in that process. Frankly, had it not been for them and their foresight, I wouldn't be standing here today. They really helped us get off the mark early on in our process and gave us an opportunity to move forward as we're doing presently right now. We've been proud to note that over the last 2 years, because we have played nearly over 850 softball games per year over the last 2 years. In the process of that, our softball families have booked over 4,500 hotel rooms each of those 2 years. So we're proud to suggest that we're bringing in some revenue for the hotel industry as well as the other retailers and service providers in our community at the same time. Presently, we need to do some upgrading. Our fields are not in optimal condition. We've been working hard on them. Joe's volunteer crew has done a great job keeping us above water over the last 2 years. Now we're in a situation where we're getting some help from Major League Baseball, as a matter of fact, to give us some insight on how to take care of our fields and give us some more conditioning to bring them back up to optimal speed again. Again, had it not been for the commissioners early on, I wouldn't be here today. This particular grant is going to help us rejuvenate some of our needed amenities. We need some upgrades in our equipment. We need some upgrades on our concession stand. We'd like to put some amenities in for the younger kids when they're there to give them something to do while the families are playing ball. And our ultimate goal, which we haven't been able to attain quite yet, this process will give us a chance to work towards laying down a special needs handicap field for our community. Some of you may be familiar with the fact that Lycoming County holds one of the largest Special Olympics in the areas. So we want to sort of segue into that as much as we can and offer an opportunity for that community to have a place to play on a routine and constant basis. We've come to find out that such fields do not come cheap. There's an awful lot of engineering involved in them and a lot of specificity designed purposely for the handicapped special needs community. So we're in the process of working through that right now as best we can. And again, with the help of our commissioners, who we should be happy have the foresight that they have in our township, in our townships, in our county here. I've sat on city council for 8 years, and I know the processes that take place and what these gentlemen do now. And I'm proud to say, as a member of Lycoming County, that we've got 3 commissioners that are not inclined to kick the can down the road. They're inclined to step on issues when they're needed and help bring these issues and these concerns to some fruition that benefits the entire county. So take a moment to thank all of you for the process that you go through. And I know the headaches are there as well, so I understand what takes place to get these things accomplished. And again, Lycoming County Softball Association is quite appreciative of your efforts. So thank you all.
Thank you, Don. I want to thank you and Jeff, because we came up there 2 years ago and looked at the field. I'm rehearsed on taking care of fields through working with the Tours Little League for 20 years, and it's incredible maintenance to take care of a field. And we saw how the field needed updated. There was a lot of things that needed to be done. We weren't able to give you all the money that you requested, but we gave you enough to get started. And it was huge because I knew what travel ball does, what it can help with the community. I've seen that. It is something that's not going away. It's only growing with softball and baseball, and people will travel halfway across the country to play travel ball. And they bring their families, and then they like it here, and they come back and visit, and vacations, they make friends, and you had that vision. I've been up there a couple times. It's beautiful what you've done, the hotel industry, the restaurants, and how it's boomed, and I'm excited for the new project that you're doing with the chamber, because those 9 fields with the colleges, that also going to bring a lot of economic activity to our county. And so we want to thank you for having the vision initially, coming to us, and working with us, and we continue much success. Wish you much continued success.
You know, Don, your words are very kind, but really the credit belongs with you and Joe and all the other volunteers. In particular, I can't remember the name of the man who took care of that field for 60 or 70 years. Sam, right.
And Donnie Phelps did too.
And Donnie, yeah. And I mean, those gentlemen, nobody knew what they were doing. They did it. They didn't get paid. They were behind the scenes, and they did it day in and day out. And I only learned of it because I saw a letter that they wrote to the editor when there was a question about the funding. And so what you all have done is really incredible. And what's incredible is that you've done with volunteers and maybe $100,000 or something. And although it's nice to have this other project that the hotel tax is being used for, they're going to spend about $10 million. And what you guys have done is nothing short of amazing by marshaling volunteers and a little bit of help from us. So thank you for doing that for the public.
And I'll just add, it was your vision. And that could be a field of weeds right now, if it wasn't for the association. And just so that the public knows, and I'm sure you all know, but this was God-sent money. This was from the gas industry, okay? Specifically to be used for parks and recreation. It doesn't come out of our taxpayers' money. And so we're lucky to be able to allocate it to the ones that request it, need it, and really have the vision for your communities. And you're hearing the stories today. I mean, this is awesome. So thanks for all you do.
What's really amazing hearing today is all the community's efforts to try to do something with the diversibility community.
I was just going to mention that. Thank you for having that vision.
Yeah, all of you. And Lila? Lily, I'm sorry, and all the folks, the volunteers and the supervisors, yeah, that's really important. It says something about us as a community. But Commissioner Messere, where you said that would have been a field of weeds. What does a field of weeds bring? It brings kids hanging out, drinking.
Drugs.
It brings people selling drugs. So, I mean, that's how we keep this community moving upward, right? By doing this, by taking these areas. So, thank you all.
If I could just quickly add, just on that note, I've seen some of the best mentorship that I've been been around in so many years of the coaches and the assistant coaches and all the people who help these teams play and travel and such. Just great sources of mentorship and good quality backgrounds that flow into the kids that are there now, and hoping to get as much value out of it as we can.
The other part of this is it's economic development. The total package here is 2.4 million, almost 2.4 million of economic development, right? With the little bit of funding, when you put all the matches in, Billy, you've got 2,329,000 of economic development.
The projects is crazy, the amount of money that's there.
Yeah. So that creates jobs too.
Would you like to speak?
Bill Scott, Muncie Borough Council President. Speaking of open fields, half of our town floods. We have a lot of flood buyout properties down there. We have all this open space, and we don't have a basketball court. We lost our basketball court when they did our high school project last year. We used to have 2 basketball courts, but we built a new gymnasium and added on to our high school, which is great. But we lost our basketball court, so we plan on using all this open space we have in Muncie to put a basketball court in. So thank you very much, Commissioners. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for serving also.
Looks like we have a couple.
Yes, a couple more.
Hi, morning, Commissioners. I'm Jenny Gardner. I'm the Secretary of the Borough of Montoursville. And first and foremost, I would like to thank you all from the Borough Council for giving us this funding for this next phase of our Indian Park Master Plan. And this is our grant coordinator, Alice Gerbridge, who can talk a little bit about our project.
Okay. Yeah, hi, thank you very much. Indian Park is such an amazing thing because it serves not just Montoursville Borough, but it serves the whole county. I mean, you think of all the communities connected to it by the Susquehanna Bikeway. It goes through Loyalstock, it goes through the city, not Boys Town, but South Williamsport, soon to connect Old Lycoming Township. But what we have is there's a really nice playground out by the highway, but in the southern portion, there's a very old playground, and the equipment is scattered. There's like isolated little islands of a single piece of equipment, none of which is accessible to people with special needs. There's no walkways, there's no ADA parking there. So what's going to happen is old equipment is going to be removed. The swing set's going to have new seats, including an accessible seat for people of all abilities. There will be a larger playground added that will have a 2 to 5 year old area, a component, and then there's a component for 5 to 12-year-olds. There's a lot of ground features so that people of all abilities can be interacting, not just on the things, there's lift platforms on all of the components that make it accessible to everyone. And in the old sandbox area, we're going to put in an easy digger that's accessible as well, which is like a little backhoe that kids can use. And when we talked about this at the rec board meeting in February, we actually had residents come out and pledge money. We had organizations come out and pledge money. When we originally applied to you, we didn't have some of the funding we have in place now. We came up with $143,000 in local funds. Okay. So we're leveraging that with yours, and the stopgap of what we still need to do is an application is into DCNR. So we're just so grateful that you're helping kick this off. This is so important, like I said, not just to the borough, but to many of the surrounding residents as well.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're absolutely right. I mean, we are one community, and we live in Hepburn Township. We come to Indian Park. We come to Indian Park to the duck pond. And to walk and to when my kid was little, to play that digger, right? So it's a good example of how we are one community no matter where we are in this county. So Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for your efforts.
Okay, would you guys like to move on to voting on my stuff? Okay.
Let's do 13 first.
Let's do 13 first. That sounds good. So 13 is what we're all waiting for. It's the vote to approve the Act 13 Legacy grant amendments to the following recipients, and that is Lewis Township, Nibbenose Township, Old Lycoming Township, East Lycoming Rec Authority, Hepburn Township, Jersey Shore Borough, Muncie Borough, Jersey Shore YMCA, Montgomery Borough, Montoursville Borough, Boys Town Borough, Cummings Township, Watson Township, and the Lycoming County Softball Association, McNett Township, PSU Master Gardeners, Ways Garden, and Fire Tree Place.
Okay, so I have a motion.
I'll move to approve the items for the Act 13 mini grant program.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So carried.
Okay.
Thank you.
5.12. This is a vote to approve the amendment to the agreement with the Northumberland County Conservation District for the CAP coordinator.
Motion.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So carried.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
Billy, we know this is your last hurrah with us.
Yeah.
Thank you, and we're sorry to see you go.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
Yeah.
You've done a fantastic job in your short
Yeah.
time. We wish you continued success. State's stealing you from us.
Thank you.
Step steals them. Rochelle was our.
Yeah, Rochelle, Megan Lehman, I mean, they all,
Great people, so.
Maya, you're not going anywhere.
Right.
Thank you, Billy, for everything.
Thank you.
Really, thanks,
Appreciate
Billy.
it. Thank you, everybody. Anyone wants to leave, feel free to.
Shannon, I was gonna make a motion to table it, but I thought.
Checks in the mail.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Commissioners, moving on to action item 5.1, seeking your approval to name Commissioner Scott Metzger to serve on the Statewide Board of Directors for the year 2022.
It's a great honor that I move to have our chairman. In all seriousness, he represents us well there, and it's an important position to be active and involved with. So I'll make that motion. Well, there's no second for it, I guess. You can second it. Yeah.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I will abstain.
You don't have to.
No.
Why you don't have to?
Yeah, because you're not getting anything out of it.
Okay, I'll
Except you drive
drive.
No, but it's an important, CEDACOG's an important organization. It's important. The chairman of all the counties are on it, and it's important.
Solicitor, is it okay if I vote on it? Absolutely. Okay, aye. So it's carried. Okay, thank you.
Excellent. 5.2, Commissioners seeking your approval to name Howard Frye to serve as an additional representative on the CEDACOG Board of Directors for the year 2022.
And a motion.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And I want to thank Howard for his service. He's done this multiple years. He's a great asset to our community. He's a township supervisor up in Lewis Township, and we want to thank Howard for another year of his service on the CEDACOG board.
Cogan House Township.
Cogan House, right.
I said Lewis, didn't I?
Yeah.
I'm in Cogan House, I'm sorry. Sorry, got the wrong area. Apologize.
It's okay.
Yeah, thank you. Next door.
Considering the fact that Maya's got 5.3 to 5.10, and I've got the part, we're going to transition, Maya's going to take over. You've got you two up for comments.
Yeah. Come on up here, please. Yeah, you're busy. And you want to introduce your new staff member?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You want to do that first?
Sure.
Okay.
So I got a new staff member. She's the procurement and grant officer. She's assisting me in my office, and that's Laura Engel. And showing her the ropes today and how the process works and how she gets acclimated.
Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Laura Engel.
What do you
I'm
do?
the procurement and grant officer under the supervision of Maya Toon. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Thanks for your work so far with the county and for many years ahead. It's a busy place.
Yeah, hopefully I don't scare her away. So I have multiple items, like Matt said, 5.3 through 5.10. So I'll start with the first item, which is vote to approve the Lessee power of attorney. So what has started as a result of COVID-19, specifically with Enterprise, who assists us with the purchase of our vehicles through our lease program, is that a lot of these dealers are asking for this form when they are securing vehicles. So, I discussed it with our solicitor. He's comfortable with it. And ultimately, this is where I didn't know if, Commissioner, you, as the chairman, wanted to be that person as the owner, or if you just wanted to designate the solicitor as such. That I just needed clarification on.
Solicitor, what's your recommendation?
I prefer for you to do it, Commissioner, unless it's a burden. I'm happy to do it if you prefer that.
No, that's fine. We can do these as recommended by you.
Yeah, I think it makes sense for the chairman to be that
Yeah.
person.
I do too.
Okay.
I'll move to approve the lessee power of attorney.
I'll second.
Under Commissioner
Metzger.
All fair side?
Aye.
Aye. So carried.
The next item I have for you is vote to approve the Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Grant Agreement. This is an amount of $912,000. This is to do 6 buyouts that we have that were part of areas affected by the flooding that occurred from Hurricane Irene and Tropical Storm Lee. And they're all located in the Muncie Borough area.
You know, I've said this when it first came out with this grant program, to where you even heard, what's his name, Jeff? I think he was, Scott, talk about the buyouts. And you are leaving sections of a community open. Okay, there's no continuity there of the land when it's being purchased. And it will be in perpetuity. And I'm always concerned about that, because you can't do anything with this land other than a park or whatever. And these are just, some are very small pieces. It really hurts to know that they're gonna be lost, there will be lost revenue for those townships and boroughs that buy into this program. I'm not saying that it's not worth it in the long run because of the claims, but, you know, I would still like to see our legislators say, let's change this rule a little bit, because if you can build up, regardless of what, and use it for a tax base, it's more advantageous. Sometime in the future, there may be something that you can do, but until that legislation is changed, these pieces of land will just sit vacant and producing no revenue. And you're going to see that in Muncie more than anywhere else.
Definitely. Yeah, they've been our major hit areas every flood disaster. So.
Commissioner, if I may chime in, this is Kelsey Green on the phone.
Yes.
So most of these are within like the 15, 16 foot flooding area right along Glade Run. And we are working on things like utility elevation and possibly starting a home elevation program as well. Those just have not been benefit cost effective at this point in time for these homes.
Yes, Kelsey, I am aware of that, and I understand that. It's just that it is in perpetuity then. There's never a chance where a township council person or mayor can ever change that. And I think that is what I would advocate for, that let's not leave it in perpetuity, let's leave it when there's possible way of utilizing that other than a park. you're not gonna utilize a 50 by 100 lot for park. You know, it's just, that's, I don't know.
No, I think you raise a good point, which is that the federal and state government need to look, especially as technology changes, as building opportunities change. I mean, look at Pier 87.
Unbelievable.
Right? What they did, and they were able to bring back from that and have a viable economic business there. So, well, that's something we need to talk to our state and federal legislators about, I think, is what you're saying. So, maybe on a case-by-case basis.
Okay, can I have a motion?
I'll move to approve.
A second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
The next item I have for you is vote to approve resolution 2022-09. Earlier I stated that we were going to go out to bid for some of our surplus computer equipment. This designates those items as surplus property, so I can do such.
I'll move to approve.
A second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
The next item is vote to approve the agreement with Thomas Bruno. This is for expert investigative services for the Public Defender's Office.
Have a motion.
I'll move to approve. A second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So carried.
The next item is vote to approve grant monitoring agreement. It's with the Lycoming County Senior Citizens as an outside agency approval. It's an amount of $10,000.
Have a motion.
I'll move to approve.
A second.
And these are coming out of Act 13 funds, I believe, are they? Yeah. So this organization is important for our seniors. They actually have 11 branches, did we
Yes.
say, Tony? You said.
Is it 11?
It's 11, but I think we just called her and she said what only 8 are active because of COVID.
Of COVID.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity for the seniors.
Yeah, she said 8, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's money well spent.
You know, there's, and it does come out of Act 13, and just for an illustration, if you can see our mics, right? When the act was enacted, our legislators at the time were told that a unit is about 670 acres. And so there were a lot of units they planned on drilling, and we received all the applications, da-da-da-da. And so they were trying to figure out what was fair to the gas industry at that time. And the gas sits underneath our feet. And at that time, they decided we'll tax them basically what was it? $2? Wasn't $2.
Percentage.
Yeah. Where other states were going $4.75 to $8. And so that's how they based our income or our tax or our fee to the industry. Now you take a look at the mics. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll add 2 more. Okay? That's what they expected to receive out of that land, which was about $200 and some thousand a well over a 15-year period, and then it cuts off. Technology changed. Now they're taking that one well that 7 wells where we were counting on that revenue and only charging them 2, right, units. Now they're drilling out and taking all 7 units for the price of 1. And as you listen to city council and county government, we have a lot of challenges here in Pennsylvania. We have a lot of challenges here in our local communities. And I think that act needs to be looked at again, okay? I'm not one that believes in taxing, but I'll tell you that in every other state, and Commissioner Marabito brought it to the attention to many people at the time, you know, the cost. They didn't care what it was, just let them know, okay, so that they could plan accordingly. And here we're dealing with really serious issues, and there we let 5 wells slip right from underneath us. You know, we're not gonna collect that extra $1 million or dollars. We're gonna end up taxing our people. And whereas other states put it towards education and community economic development. And I also look at it this way, my God, look at the world as it is today. We could be shipping liquefied gas overseas, right? It's costing the industry nothing. They pass it on, trust me. And it's our gas. It's Pennsylvania gas. So I've said it for many years now, and I'll be leaving, and I hope somebody carries the torch and tries to get it changed.
I think what you're saying is that the severance tax on natural gas is neither a Democratic nor Republican issue. States like Texas and Louisiana, where we have Republican governors and Republican state legislators, have severance taxes, and so the industry knows that they have to pay 5, 6, 7% on that commodity, and they price it into the commodity. So when they sell Pennsylvania gas without that 5, 6, or 7%, they actually just get an extra 5, 6, or 7%. But the other communities you're talking about, Texas built that whole education system, the massive universities that have, they're training kids in biotechnology. They're looking, as if you read the Texas legislative reports, they're looking beyond gas to the time when Texas doesn't have oil and gas and needs biotechnology and all the things. And that's what we need to do in Pennsylvania, look beyond. So.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
The next item I have for you is vote to approve the donation of surplus property to the Lycoming County Constables. This property consists of 7 tasers as well as 7 bulletproof vests, which are being donated by the Sheriff's Office, which is going to give to the constables.
Okay, motion.
I'll move to approve.
A second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So carried.
The next item is vote to approve the 911 statewide interconnectivity funding agreement. This funding is specifically to operate or maintain a statewide interconnectivity, so it can help with completing specific projects. Specifically with this project, what we are doing is installing receptacles needed for the electrical and grounding requirements for the NG 911 service equipment.
Okay, this is the 2022 budget item.
That's correct.
And this is, I'm sorry, this money is coming from the
PEMA.
PEMA, right, from
Yep.
the 911. Yep, I'll move to approve.
A second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So carried.
The next item I have is vote to approve subrecipient monitoring agreements with West Branch Drug and Alcohol Commission. As a single county authority, they are allocated funds from the state, specifically Act 152 and BHSI funds, and we pass through those funds for administration.
Okay, we have a motion.
I'll move to approve.
A second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So carried.
The next item we have is vote to approve agreement with Eminem Asphalt Corporation, and Ken George is here.
1 second, Maya.
Yes.
Are you going to handle the change orders 1 through 3 with turnkey?
We removed that from the agenda item.
Okay.
We had that meeting at
That was
12
removed.
today.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Morning, Commissioners. This is an agreement with Eminem Asphalt to do some repairs to our Court Street parking lots. Some fairly substantial settling going on that needs to be dug out, put new base in, pack it down, that type stuff, and then repave the parking lot.
Court Street?
That's one that the DA, yeah.
Okay.
I'll move to approve.
A second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So carried.
Sorry. 5.14, Salvico, vote to approve amendment to agreement with Michael Baker International Incorporated.
Hi, Sal.
Good morning, Commissioners. Commissioners, just a bit of a background here. So the amendment, or the contract, is the CSVT Special Impact Study contract that we had with Michael Baker to conduct the study. Back in 2020, 2021, as you'll recall, that study was funded with $30,000 of Lycoming County money, $70,000 from PennDOT money. The MPO actually worked with PennDOT and FHWA, and we were able to get additional funding to include the counties in Cedarcog region, so Northumberland, Snyder, and Union County. The study was wrapped up in 2021. All that information is out on the CSVT website now. This amendment is actually going to ask for the next phase of this, the implementation phase. So the study found 55 implementation strategies couched under different areas: traffic safety, traffic operations, economic development, to name a few. We didn't want to just leave this plan now on the shelf collecting dust. We want to try to implement. The amendment before you is asking to extend Michael Baker International's contract from the original deadline of June 30th this year to June 30th, 2024. This is being funded with $150,000 from SPR, State Planning and Research Funds, so it's 100% funded. The breakdown is $75,000 in fiscal year 2022-2023, and then $75,000 in fiscal year 2023-2024. If there's any questions, I'm happy to answer those.
Now, this is a good example of where I think it was Mark Morawski initiated it, Scott Williams and you, Sal, and others have picked up on it. It's economic development. It's taking the fact that this throughway is going to change traffic and trying to figure out how we can leverage that into jobs and economic investment.
The northern section is on schedule to open later this year in 2022, so we'll be seeing impacts from CSVT in the very near future. On the implementation phase, we're suggesting that we take the CSVT study steering committee. I'm going to transition that over to an implementation task force. So Michael Baker will be assisting us, the MPO, with meeting coordination, reviewing all of those implementation strategies, and seeing where we can coordinate, how we can get those moved forward. Just as an example of one of the economic development strategies, developing connection to sidewalks and trails would be something that both Watts and CEDACOG will be working on. There's over 30 or 32-ish identified partners in the study. So it's a huge task to try to coordinate all the different implementation steps. PennDOT is obviously one of the partners. They have a lot of the traffic safety side, but when you're looking at land use, economic development, things of that nature, it's going to be on county and municipality and MPO in the corridor to get those implementations going.
You know, it's interesting, Sal, from the place where this begins, which is right over the connection between 80 and 180, to the most northern part of the community in Harrisburg metro region, we could see southern Lycoming, or not southern, eastern Lycoming County becoming a bedroom community, because you're going to be able to make it to Harrisburg, or not center Harrisburg, but the northern part in maybe, 45 minutes?
It's going to be a faster commute for sure.
Yeah.
Because you're going to serve them.
As those areas become very expensive, which is good that we're doing our homework on the housing and everything.
And from the study, if you'll recall, that it did show an increase in traffic volumes on that 180 corridor coming up through here. I did want to mention, if this is approved, the CSVT website would be updated consistently as implementation steps are achieved. The web mapping that's up there will be updated as well. So anyone from the public will be able to see exactly what we're doing and how we're doing it and the progress we're making.
Okay, thanks, Sal. A motion?
I move to approve.
A second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. So carried.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Sal. Have a good day.
Did you?
The next two items, Krista McLaughlin's here, 5.15 and 5.16.
Kristen, if I would have looked on the back, we would have got you out right away.
I don't mind. It was like a reunion with everyone here.
It was like, what, a reunion?
Yeah. I knew 3/4 of them.
A reunion and a revival.
Yes, yes. But I just have to say, a lot of those projects, I've been working with some of those municipalities for a long time, and those are really great projects that you were able to fund, and I'm glad to see some of them moving forward.
Yeah.
We had 27 overall, and we unfortunately had to reject 9.
Of course, yeah.
But we took these 18, we felt they were the best and of the bunch, and it's great to help them out.
Absolutely.
We want to thank you for what you do. I mean,
Oh, no, thank you. I mean, really, this is,
because you find funds, you bring them to us.
We try.
You do a great job also.
So what is before you today is 2 agreements. They're both for federal fiscal year 2020. One is for South Williamsport Borough, and the other one is for Jersey Shore Borough. South Williamsport Boroughs is for $97,836, and that will be for the Habitat for Humanity acquisition on Clark Street. And the Jersey Shore 2020 is for $71,566, and the project on that docket is a curb cut project in Jersey Shore.
Great. Okay, motion to accept these 2.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
And the last item we have is 5.17, Shannon Rossman.
Hi, Shannon.
Good morning, Commissioners. What we have before us is the City of Williamsport's Municipal Sewer Authority is asking us if we could apply for a ARC Power grant. The area of the Reach Road Industrial Park has a number of sewer issues. They want to upgrade the lines, they want to do major repairs, they want to go through and do slip lining, just really revamping that whole area. And as you know, it is our major industrial area. It's a lot of our tax base is in that area. So what they're working with partners to go through CEDACOG for the ARC Power grant, which is the Appalachian Regional Council or Commission. And the total cost of the project is, I believe, is $2.5 million. And they're asking for 50% funding for that through the ARC grant. This, we will just act as the pass-through. CEDACOG would manage the grant, so we just have to be the applicant on their behalf.
Maybe you can tell the public what ARC stands for.
Appalachian Regional Commission. And we're part of that because we're part of the Appalachian Mountain Range. It's a very, very positive process and will require almost no effort on our behalf. Thank God.
That's good. You're happy about that.
Very happy. Great project. We just have to support it and apply for the money and give them the money.
It's necessary for
Yes.
the industrial park. Okay, a motion.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. So carried.
If I can have that letter back as soon as possible, because I think it's due
Sign it
tomorrow.
right now.
Don't leave.
Okay, I'm not going anywhere till I get that letter.
Commissioners, there is a public comment. However, it's not related to the agenda items. I didn't know how you wanted me.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, hang on one second. We have commissioners' comments first.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yes, do you gentlemen have anything?
No.
Okay. Now, general, public comment, do we have anything from the audience? Tom?
Do you want to read?
Yes, please, and then we'll go to that.
Sure.
Morning, Tom. Good to see you.
Good to see y'all. Hey, boy, raising some money for that levy makes me want to pay more tax, though. I have an idea, though, so I think that'd be in the interest of the insurance companies to maybe find a way to help fund that. Because if they have to, you know, if something like that breaks, it's a big disaster. You might want to look into that. And to show that it's not just trying to put a burden on completely on them, is that maybe in the area could raise funds through, because people coming in for recreation things like maybe going to the sporting events, maybe a small 0.5% tax on things like that. I don't know, it's just an idea. Because it's in the interest of everyone that comes into the area and on downstream too. Just a couple ideas.
That's a great idea.
Sure.
Thank you, Tom.
But it also, with some of the things with the vaccines and stuff, I know I mentioned this before, but CHD.TV, see Children's Health Defense, it's a great site to go to get all kinds of information about not just the COVID vaccines and a lot of the nonsense with all that stuff, but any vaccine, the dangers of them. And it should always be up informed consent, I think, for everyone to make their own decision on those types of things. But a lot of information is being hid. But in with conjunction with your opening prayer, about with the founders, how our country is founded on freedom, God wants His people to be involved with His government. And my understanding is that, and most of the founders, and they finally realized that to not fight tyranny isn't showing love to your brother. And when you're
pastors in your churches don't point out the wolves in sheep's clothing, not just in the congregation, but in the community. People that are trying to get into office and do things that they're going to pretend are good and to pretend they're Christian or just a decent person, and they really aren't. They're not doing their jobs. And so when Moses, in Exodus, Jethro came to him, his father-in-law, and said, you know, he's judging the people from morning to evening. And he told them to pick out judges of thousands, hundreds, fifties, and tens. There's your model for representative government. And these men were supposed to be men of righteousness, of decency and justice, men that would fear God. And that's what we've really been lacking in our communities, in our country. We've allowed men to come in that don't fear God. And it's just incumbent upon us all to realize our part of, no matter how big or small, to encourage each other. I said before, you're not out for witch hunts, but when you do see things that aren't right, that don't make sense, and people are getting away with some corruption, it needs to be dealt with. And Jesus said, love God with all your heart, mind, soul, and all your being. And the second commandment, just as great as love your neighbor as yourself. To love your neighbor as yourself, you want to have a clean, upright society, and that means we have to have clean, upright leaders. So along those lines, I invite anyone to a public prayer event. It's Saturday morning, Friday, tomorrow night at 6 o'clock over Montoursville at the Savoy Plaza next to Pudgy's. In the room in there, praying for our nation and just for everyone that's involved and cares about us, this country and the things that we're facing. There's one other thing, but so I guess I'll leave you all that. I'm kind of.
Okay,
Thanks, T.
Okay, online, we have a.
Yes, the name is MCG, it's not a full name, but it says, it behooves all of us to understand that small nuclear reactors are available now as a necessary addition to our energy sources. Solar and wind cannot support industry and new technology.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. With that said, we have completed our agenda, and our next scheduled meeting will be on Thursday, May 5th at 10 a.m. And right here in this room. So thank you everyone for attending. Have a great day. Great week.
It's May. 32 degrees out there.
Yeah. Frost warning.
Yes.
What do May, snow, fall, spring?
I know.
Flooding.
So she,
Well, we saw flurries last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had some
Yeah.
flurries.
So that's the latest I've ever seen.
That's crazy.
Look at that.
she did,
That's weird.
It is weird.
anthropology
It sounds like
at her
everything
science.
fast.
Yeah.
Oh, it's global warming.
Finishes the top of kids. 4.0 all over. She's a smart kid. Reminds me of you. That's why
Okay.
when she started talking the other day, because I'm usually lost with whatever she